Hey everyone, Selwyn here for WynnStrength. On today's quick training tip video, I wanted to quickly discuss whether you should do strength training and cardio in the same session. Long story short, to be optimal, either don't. Just separate them by at least 24 hours. And that way you're going to get the best of both worlds. Now, the reason for that is just simply resources allocated to that expenditure. Something known as opportunity cost plays into is one of the biggest factors here. So like if it was any other subject, this really wouldn't be an issue. Like if I was trying to learn physics and cooking, I'm not going to try and learn physics while I'm cooking a meal at the same time. It doesn't work that way. In the same way that while yes, both are physical activities, trying to get stronger and trying to improve our cardiovascular activity, both targeting the body to improve its health, they're two divergent kind of goals on the same kind of area, as it were. So if I can dedicate an hour to strength training and then an hour to cardio training on two separate days, then I'm going to get the best of both worlds. If I try and do 30 minutes of each on the same day, one is going to negatively affect the other, just because whatever we do first is going to get the main priority for the day, and then whatever we do second is going to have less resources to be able to execute that effectively. So I've already expended some energy trying to either get stronger or build my cardio energy up. So whatever happens next won't have as much energy, so I can't dedicate as much effort or even just mental focus on that activity. So better goal would be, even if you only had an hour total, do 30 minutes today and then 30 minutes the next day. Split that hour up into two separate sessions, ideally separated by 24 hours, so you're probably training the same time every day. And even if not, even if there's a couple of hours separation, it's going to be better. The longer the separation, the better, but any break in between those two sessions is going to be more advantageous than trying to do them back to back in the same workout session. Now, if you only have the option to train strength and cardio in the same session for whatever reason, whatever your most important priority is that you're working on, that should be the first focus for that day. Like I said before, whatever you perform first is going to get the most energy. You're going to have the most resources available to dedicate to that pursuit. So if you're trying to get stronger, do strength training first and then follow that with some cardio at the end. If you're trying to run a marathon, do that cardio first and then do some strength training at the end. Now, if it doesn't matter, I would say, as a general piece of advice, do your strength training first, followed by your cardio. Mainly because, all other things being equal, strength training is going to require slightly more resources, and I would say it's slightly more dangerous when you get to near failure points. So if we're trying to squat a heavy weight, close to failure, worst case scenario, hypothetically, that weight could fall on us. Catastrophic event. Whereas if we're running close to failure, worst thing that's going to happen is going to fall on the ground. So we have two kind of extreme catastrophic events. Safety-wise, perform that heavy weightlifting first, followed by some of that cardio afterwards. Secondarily, cardiovascular activity isn't generally near maximal efforts unless you're doing sprints. The whole point of steady state cardio is you can perform this activity for a really long amount of time. With that in mind, the way the body energy systems work, you don't need as much energy to perform that, obviously, compared to, say, a heavy set of squats, whether that be a heavy set of 3s or 12s. That's going to require a lot more immediate energy than running for 30 minutes. So with that being said, attack the strength goals first, followed by the cardio. It's kind of the how to make the best of a bad situation. Ideally, you're splitting those up into two separate sessions, ideally 24 hours in between. That way you're going to get the best return on your input, as it were. This is the most effective way to train. Hopefully that helps you with planning out your training sessions. Again, don't try and mix too many things up in one training session. You really have a focus. Ideally, you have a focus for like a month or 3 months, and then you change that focus. You have 4 focuses you can work on in a year, 3 months dedicated towards each. That way you can really make the most of that 4-month time or 3-month time, whatever it is. Hopefully that helps. This has been Selwyn from WynnStrength, and remember, a better life through strength.